I'm Deborah Furnett. I'm a holistic practitioner and I work with animals and people. And today we've got Lynn Miltmore here with us and her Rottweiler, Aurora. And we're going to talk to you about Aurora's story of recovery and getting back her health. And just generally doing pretty well now. So, Lynn, tell us about how we met and what happened with Aurora.
I met you through the shelter when we were trying to find a vet to help Aurora, who became with a uterus infection where she was bleeding heavily, and went downhill from there. Within a day she was no longer eating, lost a lot of weight, and didn't have anywhere else to turn. Vets wanted like $1,000 for a general operation, and there was a chance of her dying, and you recommended a natural supplement, and she's been on to it now going on 2 weeks, and picked her back up. The bleeding's almost subsided now completely with no more infection, and she's back eating and back walking, and her strength seems to be back now.
Yeah, that's great news, isn't it? So tell me about the symptoms that she was exhibiting when you brought her here.
When I first started seeing her, she was bleeding heavily. I'd say probably losing a good 4 liters or more a day of blood, and if you left her too long in the house, the blood was all over the house, all over the floor, and her back legs became so weak because of the infection being weighing on her, and she lost her appetite completely. And when we started her on her natural supplement, she slowly regained me feeding her soft food with a spoon, and now she's back up and eating normal all on her own and walking on her own again.
I remember she wasn't eating her dry food. She was just too weak to even eat her dry food, so I suggested we put it in some broth, and that seemed to work out for her.
Yeah.
So we've also been working with her natural control system too, which is a big part of what we've been doing. And I found with her that she had some fears that, you know, dogs do have emotions. And I can prove that from the work that I do. And this little girl had some emotions that needed to be to release. She was afraid of being. She felt threatened, and she was afraid of being alone too, wasn't she? Didn't she?
She was and being gone to sleep and not waking up.
Not waking up from her sleep when she was that sick. So I talked to the system. I replaced those fears with positive healing thought patterns of acceptance and being protected and loved by you, her owner. And she just wasn't feeling enough love. She wasn't, because the feeling of being threatened was overcoming her. So anyway, we worked with that, and I found that she had an infection. And we also found that she had a scar on her abdomen, and that made me think that perhaps she'd been operated on before for this very same infection, because she's not neutered. She's still intact and can have puppies. So we weren't quite sure what the scar was because she's a rescued dog. So the scar shows that she's been operated on before, and there's a good chance that even if she had been operated on with the surgery recommended, you know, a couple weeks ago, that she might not have recovered because she was in such a weakened state and there was so much infection. So we saw that coming out, and that was actually all over the house until Lynn's pretty smart and she had a diaper on her when she first brought her here. So she's been discharging a lot, and it actually helped her to lose weight, and her body's back into a normal shape. Before this, she was very barrel shaped, but now she has the contours in her body and she looks pretty healthy. So she's still getting there, and we're trying to keep her quiet because her system's doing the tissue repair regeneration that's needed and correcting signaling from her brain that was causing her body to bleed too much. After we did that second session, the bleeding really slowed down a lot, which was good because her life was draining out of her. So she seems to be doing pretty well now, and we're going to keep working and make sure that she gets right back on her feet and recovers fully. So thank you for coming today, Aurora. And thank you, Lynn, for bringing her in and telling us about her situation, and we wish you both really well and full recovery. She's about 5 now, right?
Yes.
Another good 10, 15 years with her.
Yes. And Aurora and I thank you very much for helping us.
Thank you.